this Indian dream has mutated big time since the 90s. In the 90s, we had just two cars in the whole of country. You could either buy this car or you could buy that car, an Ambassador or a Fiat. So your dream is very limited. You have just two-car dream. Okay, and then as the liberalization happened, suddenly the size of the dreams became bigger. That time you had a choice of profession. Either you become an engineer or you become a doctor. And uh, if you're too adventurous, maybe you can join the army, become a pilot or something. I wanted to become a pilot. The Indian dream is changing because now you can make a good life with a variety of different professions. They all end up at that Indian dream. You can become anything which you want and you'll still end up making a good life. You don't have to be limited to certain professions to reach there. Cars are like status symbol in India. Like I was speaking to my brother-in-law in UK and I was just speaking to him about cars. Everybody seems to have cars here. Because he said, yeah, it's okay, it's no big deal having a car here. But in India, having a car is big deal. Having two cars is even bigger deal. It's a nation which is growing. UK probably it's an evolutionary phase, right? So you have, okay, let's look at the grassroots level. Literacy is growing. We don't have 100% literacy in India. Now, there are regions like down south, Kerala is a state which has 100% literacy, but there are big patches of the country where the literacy levels are still coming up. And as the literacy levels are coming up, you have more people who want to read. And the more people who want to read, the cheapest possible way to reach them is print. They don't have televisions because of lack of electricity. And for the same reason, they don't have internet. So print is the medium which can go into the interiors of the country. So probably that's why it's booming, because you have the literacy levels going up, and that's the simplest mode of communication which can go into those parts of the country. Yeah, the economy is growing definitely, but then Indian economy has been growing since a long time. It's a young nation, so there is only one way to go, and which is up. It can't it can't get any worse than what it was. I mean, I'm sorry, I have a very pessimistic point of view about the country, but because there is an exotic quotient attached to India. Any work which is coming out of India has to have an imprint of India. People want to see snake charmers, people want to see elephants, people want to see Kathakali dancers in the faces. They still want to see Taj Mahal in some form or the other, because that is India. And at a creative level, that is limiting, because if you only want to hear one type of thing from me and not the other type of thing from me, then it's limiting to an artist. You can't. That's not my freedom. I need to be liberated. Recently, we had this whole public outcry over the corruption in India, and there were demonstrations all over the country, and people were coming together to bring the black money back from Swiss accounts. There's a whole lot of corruption. Now the policies are there in place, but there's nobody to monitor it. There are a couple of things like Right to Information Act, which is very useful, but even the Right to Information Act has no teeth. It's you can know where the money is going, but you can't do anything about it. It's very blatant. The corruption is very blatant. So the policies need to be more sturdy in India if they have to actually mean something to the country. The way things are going right now, we are heading into pits. The way things are right now in the current scenario, of course, a government change can make a whole lot of difference.